Hey everyone, thanks for watching all my videos. Been getting some support and some feedback, and I really appreciate it. And encourage you guys to subscribe to check out more of my stuff. I'll try to get more action and less talking. Sorry guys, this is gonna be a talking video because I wanted to show you how to take apart, or at least take the body off of this FY08 Feiyue, and at least show you where the screws are to take the body off of this guy, which is the FY03 or EAT04. And inside, they look pretty much the same. So, first off, unfortunately, you do have to take this body off to take the cage off. And to do so, it's going to be these two screws. You're going to have 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 4 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you got that off, you're actually going to slip the body off so it pops off, and don't yank it off because you're going to see that this bumper has to slide out of the slot. Sorry, it's a little harder to do with one hand, but it comes out of those 2 bumpers and it pulls right off. You can see how the body is. You can see I've already thrashed it, the light coming through the external paint, but love this. I might order another body and paint it up, do it nicer, but let me set that aside, show you what you have inside. So 2 parts to get inside. You have that external shell to take off, and then you got to take off this cage. To do this, it's 2 screws in the front, 1, 2, and then you have 4 screws on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 1 on each side. 1, I'll show you where that goes into the side of the battery tray. Here's the second one. 2, and then there's actually another 2. 1, 2, and the last 2 are going to be right here behind this storage compartment. Let me get a better shot. There's 1 and there's 2. So this flips out like that, so it releases, and I'll show you how this pops off. So you could pull it from the back and then just let me show you. So when it comes stock, the light switch, or the on-off switch, is actually mounted right there. So don't yank off the cage, or you'll yank the wire. What you'll want to do is pull it up and then just teeter it over to the side. And you can see my my upgraded setup. I put the switch as far over as I can, but I wanted it accessible through the body. So that turned out pretty good. But I am going to redo this because this ESC is only a 35 amp, and it's not enough for what I want to do with this guy. So you might have seen in my short run clip that this gave out because it stopped running. I tore it apart, and that's actually why I wanted to show you guys this video, because I ripped it apart anyways. But to get to the motor, you actually undo these 3 screws, and this mount can actually flip up. You don't have to pull it all the way out. But before you do so, you do have to take off this cover, 1 screw, and this cover comes out, and that's how you access your pinion gear. And you can adjust it from here without taking out the motor. But you'll take off this plastic, and then you'll take these 3 screws out, and you can actually flip it up this way, and then you can actually work this out with the mount. So that's how you get to the motor. So yesterday the pinion came out. I already took it apart. I Loctite, leaving it in for half a day or a day, or until the next time I take this thing out. Um, uh, but that's pretty much it as far as the motor goes. In the stock setup, you'll see this double-sided tape. That was the 2-in-1 ESC and receiver. Not a big fan of those, but those are the cheap hobby grades, not a problem. But you'll see this is my Fly Sky receiver. I have it paired to the orange one you saw in my video. And then, of course, the upgraded or the aftermarket ESC. So I didn't actually get to show you guys yesterday, but I got my metal oil-filled shocks, and they are filled and adjusted. Same for the back. And these are actually the cheaper ones, and they turned out pretty good. Wanted to put a nicer set on there, and I'll show you the nicer set I'm talking about. But I couldn't wait. These came in, had it apart, and I wanted to throw it in. And huge fan of gray and gunmetal, so there you go. But this guy's assembled, and I will get some more running video on him for you guys. But that is how you take the body and the cage off of the FY08. Now moving on to the next guy, this one. So this one is a lot more friendly, and it's, yeah, a lot more friendly, a lot cleaner. So could start at the bottom. This one has the same 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it has the back screws similar to the one behind that storage box, 1, 2, that screw to the back of the battery tray, and then the last 2 are these 2 right here. So total, what is that, 8 screws, and this cage just flips out over, and you'll see that the front is hinged, so it's actually pretty cool. It stays together, very clean. I like to turn the head sideways, looking out the door. But anyways, check those shocks out, guys. Those are the ones I wanted to use in there, and maybe I will. But these are pretty beefy. I think I ended up putting 100mm in these, but pretty cool. Not all bouncy like the toys, and you'll see it in all the other videos. But again, this is the same thing, or it's a rebranded FY03. And actually, I've seen some people turn these into crawlers by locking the rear diff. I've thought about it, and maybe one day I'll give in, but maybe not, because I did put the I transplanted the brushless setup into here, so I'll probably play with that for a while. So we'll get videos on that and that together. And then I wanted to give you guys a heads up on what else I'm gonna shoot. You might have seen this in some other videos, and which is this is the ENAS 9303, I think. Very cool. I still like it better than the HS 18 something. I forget, because I moved on. But this guy is my preferred of the 380 motor small hobby. It's a blast. It doesn't wow, but it's sturdy, and it's fun. There's a place for it. This guy is the Xinglihong Q902. I got the one with the interior. I get everything budget. It's the one that was on sale, but I actually do think this is a better interior. Those LED lights work. You can always stick figures or something cool in there, personalize it. So I went with this guy, and I believe this is the best. I forgot what size, 1/16 brushless, because it does have the metal drive shafts and metal diffs. The key to this one though is it does have the bigger small size brushless motor, which is a 2845, which is actually what I put into that. And if you look at the motor specs, that is the largest motor of this size brushless setup, and this thing stock wheelies, and that's exactly why they put the wheelie bar on there, and it's a blast. And the cool thing is it doesn't roll over, it doesn't flip on you when you make sharp turns. I'm sure it can, but you know, I took it out for a quick run and it didn't do that. And you know, it might have been because I already put the shocks in there, but we'll go over that in another video. And then I'm gonna have a video on that. In case you're wondering what that is, it's actually this guy. That was my very first crawler, and that just opened up the Pandora's box to the RC world for me. And I'm gonna do a upgrades breakdown on my TRX4 that you saw, or that I have a running video up on. Very cool. That was a great running session. I think I only had one roll and one hand of God out of the whole day actually on it, which is very cool. But let me know what else you guys want to see. Oh, brought this one out because I wanted to show you that I snapped the axle on this one, taking a pretty good jump at the local park. So I'm waiting for that to come in. This is still one of my favorites. I know you say that a lot, but I got the oil shocks in there. I actually took the servo out of this guy and put it in, and I used the 2-in-1. So I actually transplanted the ESC and servo and put it into this one just to step it up a little bit. And it's, yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Not a fan of the bottom battery tray, but this one hasn't popped out on me. And I like that it's not a screw on, which I hate. But this thing I really enjoy. It's probably not as sturdy as the other WL toys as far as like bash purposes, but if you want to just have a good session and a rip, that one's a lot of fun. I am really debating on sticking a brushless in this guy. I was gonna just do the larger 550, maybe a 10 turn, 12 turn 550, but I think I kind of want to do the brushless. Something about a brushless, guys, it's just a much cleaner feel. It almost feels like it's got a little spool to it, and it builds up. But yeah, I've been a sucker for that, and that's why I did the video on that. I have an inventory of brush motors too, but I just can't help it. I think a lot of these will end up brushless. So thanks again for watching, and sorry to be a talking vid, but I give you guys a what's to come. Alright, take care guys.